going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Stat Sheets podcast. And today, of course, got myself and Najee, and we got a special guest down below here. Our guy Chris joining along with us for our podcast adventures, talking everything sports. Today, we're gonna hop into Super Bowl talk. Obviously, last week we saw the championship games decide the final two teams. I'm not gonna talk about who lost because I don't want to. But it'll be the Chiefs and 49ers in the Super Bowl. But before we get into Super Bowl talk, make sure if you like the content, hit that like button down below. And if you like what you see on our other videos, make sure you subscribe because we'll have plenty more sports content coming your way, whether it be football, of course, football season ending, but the offseason never stops. NBA is in full swing with All-Star break coming, playoffs coming soon, and much, much more. Without further ado, Najee, it's the 49ers and Chiefs rematch of just a few years ago. Who we thinking for this game?
Before we go any further, let me just say Alex didn't want to bring up who lost. Well, I'll say the Baltimore Ravens lost. That's what happened. I think early in the season, before we knew the playoff brackets, me and Alex said who we thought was going to make it. He thought it was going to be a rematch from a couple of years ago with the Ravens and 49ers. And I said it was going to be the Chiefs and 49ers. I'm just going to bring up my little victories. That's it. We're going to just say that and we're going to leave it there. But what matters now is this epic showdown coming up. And you know those 49ers, they want that rematch. They want to prove that this is no fluke, that last year, if they had a QB, they would have been there, they would have got it. So what's going to happen this year? Well, I'm going to tell you, Kansas City is going to win. They've had a pretty tough road, in my opinion. You beat first of all, even the first half of the year, right? Pretty good, even though we knew the wide receiver issues. And then the second half, it's just like a skid. It's like, yo, these guys went from being the number one seed to, now playing Patrick Mahomes playing his first away game in the playoffs. So no one thought that I'm not gonna say no one, a lot of people wondered if they would be here. But now they've shown that they're still the Kansas City Chiefs. And even better without Kadarius Toney on the field. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Bills, who were hitting their stride the second half of the season. And then they beat Alex's Ravens. I mean, come on. What's more impressive than that? So I think they're going to go in here having played a heftier amount of competition in these playoffs. And I think they're going to be ready. I think that they have a great defense. I don't know if the 49ers defense is going to look as good as the Chiefs defense will. And I just got Kansas City winning this game. I do think it's going to be close. I think it's kind of that vengeance in your heart. It's kind of like your revenge game. Not only did you lose to these guys a couple of years ago, but you feel like you should have made it last year. So they're going to play with passion, but the skill level of Patrick Mahomes and those Kansas City Chiefs are on another level. And I don't think no team in NFC would have been ready for it. So I got Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs pulling this one out with Patrick Mahomes' first back-to-back Super Bowl win. And I think the score, if I had to choose a score, right, I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I would say probably maybe 21-14, 24-17, something around that range. I think that's will be the score. So with that being said, you guys heard my take. Now to our special guest, Chris. What do you have for us, my boy?
How y'all doing? And I completely agree with Najee, except on the part where they're going to win, All the stats, fantastic, It's bueno. But I think the 49ers think it's due time. As you hinted on, it's time for that. They got that extra, I guess, hunger, hungry dogs run faster. That's what they say. And the Chiefs, they're hungry. But, Patrick got him too. Patrick going to go hard. But we don't know about the rest of the team. We don't know what these 2 weeks in Vegas then did. Patrick and Kelsey, you can guarantee on them boys. But the rest of the team that ain't been there, it's going to be a little hard. And the 49ers are just itching. You got someone like Christian McCaffrey, who is deservingly should have been playing in Super Bowls, but, playing with the Carolina Panthers and the end of Cam Newton's career, it didn't show. So see players like him, Debo, I'm pretty sure he's real hungry to get him one. Brandon Ayuk, Trent Williams needs him a Super Bowl. So I feel like they got the team, They just need to put it together. And as long as they stay focused, because Kansas City's coming in to go over the top and put points on the board. So this isn't going to be, shout out to the Ravens, but the Ravens did only, 17 points, but you got to have a little offense to come with that. So, it shows it can be done, but they also still won the game. So 17 points is still won the game. So it just shows you the dynamic of the Chiefs. You think you got them figured out. Everyone thought they had them figured out when Tyreek Hill gone, and then now they're still balling. So I think it'll be a really close one. I think it'll be honestly last second field goal, because Patrick's gonna do this thing, and I feel like this will be the time, excuse me, this will be the time where Brock Purdy can show he could do his thing. I feel like Patrick will go down the field. It might be like 37-34. And now it's up to Purdy. Can he at least get him in field goal range? I would hope for it to go to overtime. I just want to see a shootout. And we'll see where we go from there. But I see the 49ers winning it. Let me say. I'm just going to say 40-37.
High scoring. High scoring.
Yep.
You know the Chiefs have an elite defense, right? They ain't gonna be
Oh,
that.
I know. They got the second ranked defense in the league. So, we see what happened with top ranked defenses sometimes. Defense do win championships. I will say that. But the Browns, you saw what happened my Texans did to them, and the Ravens,
Hey,
Alex saw what happened with the Chiefs did to them. So it's like those are the best two defenses in the league, and the Chiefs are third. Well, now they're second statistically, but it'll be hard because that's where I'm talking about they don't want to rely on that. Like a defense coming in, they're not scoring this. They get comfortable, well, now it's going over the top on them. So, you got to be cautious of that. And I hope it's a good game. I don't want to see a defensive battle. We don't want a Patriots and Rams Super Bowl again. That was not fun. So, what's your take, Alex?
well, you guys make some valid points. One of you guys got the Chiefs, one of you guys got the 49ers. So I guess I got to be the tiebreaker. Let's see. I've kind of flip-flopped back on this a little bit. Part of me wants to say the Chiefs, because, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, they're at the top of the world. They've been there before. They've done it before. And then the 49ers, they have just as great of a team. I think they have some question marks at quarterback. Can Brock Purdy really win that Super Bowl for him? Is he on that Tom Brady type path, being, drafted super late and becoming a Super Bowl winning quarterback? Possibly. But I have an agenda to fill, okay? As a Ravens fan, I'm gonna keep saying that. Last week was crazy, okay? Travis Kelce balled out, certainly did, and they made sure to show Taylor Swift at every moment possible, okay? The refs definitely had their own instances where it's kind of like, wow, it's really gonna let the Chiefs win the game. Najee's laughing. I'm not. It's crazy. These refs were crazy. But with all that being said, the Ravens did lose that game. But I don't want it to be forgotten that the Chiefs, while they were on fire early, did not score a single point in the second half. Najee, you keep laughing at me. You keep laughing at me, man.
You got a rant going on here. You're gonna let them know. Go ahead,
I am going to let them know because this has to be.
Gotta get it
But
out,
look,
man.
no matter what the refs did, Ravens lost that game on their own because it was within reaching distance. You know what I'm saying? And, you could say the same for the Lions and 49ers, and the better team won. So we got the matchup that we got. But my agenda is I believe the Chiefs are going to win this game, and Travis Kelce will be Super Bowl MVP. I know a tight end win the Super Bowl MVP. I don't even know if it's happened before. If it has, it's been a long, long time ago. I know you want to think Patrick Mahomes going to win the Super Bowl MVP, but with the Taylor Swift effect, Travis Kelce is just they're somehow going to give it to him, and here's why. I think he's going to get a couple of receiving touchdowns, but I got my bold prediction, hot take. He's going to throw a passing touchdown. I don't know where, I don't know how, and I don't know why. But Travis Kelce is going to have a passing touchdown in this game just because they're going to pull out a Philly. Call it Kansas City. That sounds awful. But they're going to pull
Kansas,
out something.
Kansas. Yes.
Kansas, Chiefs.
Yeah.
You know, something. They're gonna have something named for it. And they're gonna have a kind of like when they played the 49ers a few years ago, and they always bring up that one play. It's like the Jet Wasp or whatever they called it. I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
know, spin around and they do
Yeah,
all that.
it's they're gonna have some type of weird play like that. You know, it's gonna be the highlight of the Super Bowl, and that's what's gonna win them the game somehow. I think the Chiefs win off a game-winning field goal, 26-23. We saw it last year. Harrison Butker made it. It wasn't at the end of the game, but it was close enough. That game-winning field goal over the Eagles. But that's my take. Chiefs are gonna win this game. It's kind of following how Tom Brady's dynasty of the 2000s went. He won one, didn't win one, and then he won back to back. So Mahomes kind of on the same path. He's already got two. I think he's gonna get the back to back. It's gonna be three. I know Chris is shaking her head. It just seems like that's how it's going. Kelsey's gonna win MVP. They're gonna have Taylor Swift on the podium. I see it all happening. That's my take.
Oh, gee.
Um,
Oh, Jesus. I hope. I hope. You know what's
first,
crazy? I did not like Tom Brady at first until he started winning the Super Bowls. Because every time I bet against him, I lost. So maybe that's every time I bet against Pat, I've lost. So I got that same like,
so do Pat a favor and bet against him. That sounds like what needs to happen. Alex, let me ask you a question. You went on your rant about the Ravens, and you guys had a spectacular season,
That's
and
it.
you know Lamar has done this year. You guys can't win the Super Bowl. And but before I continue that, no tight end has ever won Super Bowl
yeah,
MVP. I did research.
I'm glad you looked that up because I was
Yes,
curious.
yeah, I
he,
saw
so he
that too.
did
That
it.
was
Yeah,
so
very
Travis would have been the first.
and
So I
he's
can see.
he arguably can win it, right? But your Ravens can't win a Super Bowl, right? They're not there, but somebody still does have a chance to win MVP. So with that being said, do you think Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, or somebody else is going to win an MVP trophy right now?
Well, I think it's gonna go to Lamar. I think it's at this point it's kind of set in stone. He won. He already got first team All Pro. I know what you're thinking, but I think it's set in stone. I think he's going to win the MVP. I think you can make a case for McCaffrey, and I think it probably should be McCaffrey over Lamar. But it's just you look at the positions they play. When's the last time they gave a running back MVP? I think it was Adrian Peterson, 2012. But
Oh yeah.
it's it's not likely. And while the quarterback play was a bit down this year, I think just the position quarterback they automatically get MVP. I'm not saying that's how it should be, but that's how it is. So I think Lamar will win MVP.
Chris, you?
I feel like most valuable player to their team, honestly, it's can go. This is a little hot take, but I think it's Christian McCaffrey because they're able to utilize around him when they don't have Debo when they got Debo and Christian, they can set up Debo in the backfield and throw Christian out there as receiver. I mean, that's like versatile. You know, you got Lamar, but who's to say you can't throw Deshaun Jackson in the offense and they still ball out, you know? So Lamar is I did a class segment over Lamar being the MVP. That's why I'm so aggravated because I vouched for him after he whooped the Texans. I was convinced. I was like, it's over. Lamar MVP. I was like, he's going on. He's gonna he's gonna whoop the Chiefs and solidify it, no matter if he wins Super Bowl or not. But when the other guy, and this is the only reason why I'm saying this, if the other guy is playing in the Super Bowl, you know, and it's not like he's just a, you know, a linebacker, just a receiver that had like 80 receptions, you know. It's Christian McCaffrey, you know, he's had great years regardless. So to be able to put a team on his back, you know, there's a reason why the 49ers got him. You know, they could have said they're loaded and stuff, but there's a reason why they got him, and look what happened. So I'm just riding with McCaffrey because he's still playing and he still has a chance to solidify that. Lamar is undoubtedly like, I would say offensive player of the year for sure. But when it comes to MVP, you had a chance to show up in a big game, you know, and you didn't. So you didn't have no touch. I mean, you had one touchdown, you know, and you caught a pass and, you know, it's a little ugly. But
That was a cool play.
McCaffrey scored like 2 or 3 times in his NFC championship the game to help. So I just wish if he would have won, I'll be saying totally different Lamar Jackson all day because he had a fantastic season. but just durability, being on the field, you know, and winning, I just got to go with Christian McCaffrey.
So Alex, who did you say? You said Lamar.
Lamar.
You said Chris McCaffrey.
Mhm.
Here we go, another tiebreaker. Your boy is here for these.
Well,
Um,
let me just say this real quick.
go ahead.
The MVP, it don't really matter what happens in the postseason.
No, I completely agree with that too. I'm trying to like
It is a
change the
regular
narrative.
season award, so it's like, you know,
And I agree with Alex, and I was going to bring that up as well. But in a sense it does, and where it can solidify you, right? But what did Lamar do that Christian McCaffrey hasn't done at their positions in the playoffs, and where are they at now? So even if it did matter a little bit, they both was balling on the same tier until the championships games. So Lamar has had a phenomenal season, phenomenal. But I don't even think he was the best quarterback this year. In the regular season, I thought it was Dak Prescott. I think that if we're gonna give it to anybody as far as QB is concerned, it got to go Dak Prescott, right? Like that's just simply what I was thinking. He balled at an elite level. And Christian McCaffrey is most times and used to this single-handedly carrying teams because that's really what he's doing. I mean, you need a good run to get the team going. You need a highlight play. You need something huge. Who's going to do it? Christian McCaffrey. He's your bailout. He's a bailout option, right? Let me compare like this. The game's tied in the fourth quarter of an NBA game with 10 seconds left. You got Curry on your team. You're feeling pretty confident, right? That's what Christian McCaffrey is to these 49ers. But I think that it is a quarterback award. I do think that a quarterback is going to get it. And just simply for that, I do think Lamar Jackson is going to win it. I don't think he deserves it. I think Dak deserves it. And then I think Christian McCaffrey deserves it. I think that Lamar's third, who actually deserves it to me, but they're going to give it to Lamar Jackson. But offensive player of the year is going to go to Christian McCaffrey. And if the 49ers find a way to win, it'll be because of him. And that's who will be the MVP if the 49ers win that championship game. That's if, and I don't even see it really happening. But
I can agree with that. If they win, it'll be McCaffrey the reason why. Like they're not winning the game and McCaffrey's having 50 yards total.
no,
It's not happening.
it's
Like
like
175.
Cam said it. He said that Brock Purdy's a game manager. And then when Purdy's won these games, who said, what about Mr. Relevant? Last in the draft, He said nothing wrong. Dude, you put me on a team, you go give me a team with Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, who's been top 2, 3 tight end, only behind Kelsey and fluctuating in some opinions with Mark Andrews, right? You give him that. Deebo, Brandon Ayuk, who's had a great year. Christian McCaffrey. I mean, what is going in an elite defense? What is going to happen? Like, I'm not saying like he's a good QB, but he needs all of that. You remember when they started missing pieces on the defense and offense, and then they lost like 2 or 3 straight games and went to the Vikings, who didn't have Justin Jefferson or anybody? Are we forgetting that? That guy is leading these 49ers. So I just say that just to say that I don't want people to think that Brock Purdy's this he's still a game managing QB, and that don't go in there expecting him to be a magician like Patrick Mahomes. It's not possible. But I see Chris McCaffrey being the key factor on that. I see him winning offensive player of the year. Offensive player of the year, and then I see the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. So.
I mean, you got good points. Good points. But, it's actually going to hurt me to see Lamar raise the MVP trophy because I don't even want that. I don't want to win MVP. I want to win the Super Bowl, and he ruined it. So
I was gonna ask Alex, how do you think Lamar feels about that? You think Lamar gonna be up there with his fro out? He gonna be up there mad.
He probably won't even be smiling.
Yeah, he gonna be up there taking a picture like,
yeah, he probably
like, how
just
do you feel about this? I want to be playing tomorrow. That's what he gonna say. So,
yeah. Talk about hungry players wanting to win the Super Bowl. He's at the top of the list, and
oh, definitely.
It's not even on his fault. They didn't even really run the ball. Run the ball. I saw them make some major plays with their feet, and it was on him as well because sometimes where he should have hit the ground running, and he did not hit the ground running. No,
I think he's trying to prove people wrong too much and trying to air it out against Patrick Mahomes. I think he was thinking too much because I don't know. I feel like Lamar would just instinct. I mean, you see what he does when he instinct. I said that in my thing. I was like, Lamar Jackson when focused, it's the most dangerous part in the league. plain and simple. Like when he's taking his time, Lamar is dangerous, but he was just rushing. That's what got him. He's sitting there trying to think, and then throw the ball over here, and it's like if Lamar stands there and then runs, that's gonna be a good game. But if he's standing there trying to force that pass, I'll tell you no, it's not gonna be a good game. Like when he just don't take though, he can pick up 10 yards in 2 seconds. So it's like that man is fast. So the fact that he wasn't doing that, I don't know. I'm just crazy.
Next year, Ravens Super Bowl champs.
No
That is a theory, but the Chicago Bears are still in the picture. That's all I'm saying. Hey, the beginning of the season, everybody's on the same playing field. Leaving it there.
It's gonna be Texans and Packers. Jordan Love or CJ Stroud balling. Yeah, and they might beat your Bears in like the divisional round or something. Just to get there. North, AFC, NFC North. You know how it is up there.
I don't like these predictions. I like mine. The rest of these are crazy.
All right,
Hey,
Alex,
man.
who would you go off this early take of next year's Super Bowl?
Right now.
Ravens Lions should have been this year. Let's make it happen next year.
Oh, he said run it back, Turbo. Let's get it.
Right back.
I think that's far-fetched, super far-fetched.
Hey, people said that was far-fetched this year.
And you saw what happened this year.
And it was both of them was
And now they're sitting at home with the Bears.
the NFL script wouldn't allow Detroit and Baltimore to meet up. That's no. In Vegas?
Hey, all I'm saying is y'all gotta realize Joe Shiesty's coming back next year. You gotta watch out for those Bengal boys. They're coming back. Joe big time. Get ready for that.
Did the Texans beat the Bengals this year with Joe Burrow?
Yes, they did.
I ain't worried about none of that, bro. There's a new king in town that's
any given Sunday. We know that. It's any given Sunday. You know how that works. It's any given Sunday, man. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in to this episode of the Stat Sheet. Make sure y'all comment. Let us know what content y'all want to see. But until then, we out.